this is hard to make. So this is how. I don't even wear snapbacks. This is how my parents found, mainly my mum, found out about my self-harm. Okay, so I don't even. People don't even watch this. So, I mean, nobody's gonna be watching. I just feel like I wanna put this out there. So it was February, so I started with that nonsense in like August or September, or no, October, September or October. I get August and October mixed up. So I started with that nonsense in like one of those months, September or October, and that had been going on, and I had kind of been, there's a firework, kind of been on and off, and yeah, just been doing that nonsense, which I don't do anymore. Yeah. Yeah. I was in school, basically, and I've been hiding it for a while. It had been on my legs, and then I sort of did it on my arms, and I've been hiding it for a while. Not many people knew, and I was in school, and I was getting a roasting off my ear head, and I had a bottle of water like this, and I was like, yeah, and he's like, put that water down, and all this, and I was like, alright, chill. So, yeah, and this was the water. I don't have any actual water. Then he was like, wait here, and he went into his office, and then he came out, and he was like, can you come here, please? And I was like, yeah. Then I was in his office, and he was like, when you were drinking your water, I was like, fuck. He's like, I noticed some marks on your arms. I was like, no, you didn't. He was like, yeah, I did. Could you explain that? I was like, oh, I was taking my uncle's dog. Taking my uncle's dog for a walk, and I fell into a bush. He was like, really? And I was like, yeah. He was like, could you show me? I was like, fuck. I was like, okay. I felt really like, not violated, but like, I don't know, it was very intrusive. And I was like, okay. Like that, and he was like, He was like, would your parents be interested in knowing you fell into a bush? I was like, don't think so, it's just a bush. And he was like, yeah, sometimes it is just a bush. I was like, stop being so cryptic. Well, he wasn't being cryptic, but you know what I mean. Trying to act wise and all this. But yeah, and he called home, and he was like, hey, going on about this, and then he was like, okay, go into class, and I was like, okay. So I went into class, and I went about my day. There was like another period after that, and there was another period after that, and then there was lunch, and then there was 2 more periods, and then the last period was Irish, and it was a free class. And he came in. He was like, "Is Callum here?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he brought me out, and then we went for a walk. Not for a walk, but we went down the hall to the school counsellor, who I was seeing anyway. And she was like, "Come in," and so I did. And she was like talking to me about it, and I was like, yeah, or bush, whatever. And she was like, yeah, nah, mate, that's just not a fact. And so she was really good. And so we just talked about it for a bit, but I didn't admit anything or whatever, and we just talked, and then I went home, and my mum came into me while I was in my room before I had a big hole in my door, and before I started locking my room. I was lying down in bed like this, and she was like, she wanted me to show her, so I showed her this arm, which is wasn't as bad, and she was like, show me the other arm, and I was like, no, and they scheduled an appointment with the GP, and the GP was terrible. That's me cutting an onion, by the way. That's also me, but the onion's cut out. The GP was terrible. So I got to the GP, and he was like, trying to talk to me and all this, and he was like, show me your arm, and I was like, no, and he was like, I assume it's your left arm, and he was like, are you right-handed? And I was like, yeah. He's like, I assume it's your left arm, and I was like, no, it's my right arm. He's like, show me your arm. I was like, okay. And so I was like, no, and then he kept getting at my arm, and then eventually he like rolled my sleeve up, and he was like, it's fine. And I was like, because it was like faded on this arm, and it was really bad on this arm, which it's not anymore. And yeah, and so he was like, you're fine, like, it's fine, just don't do that again and all this. It was really, really bad. Like, I was talking to him, and I said one thing, and he focused on that thing a lot, and I was like, you know, it's like if someone threw a load of cereal all over the floor, and then you come in and you're like, why are there Rice Krispies on the floor, you know? And it's like, yeah, well, there's cornflakes and Cheerios and Cocoa Pops on the floor too, and it's like, but the Rice Krispies, you know, which was kind of weird. So I didn't like him. But then my mum got back and she was like, what did he say? And I was like, it was grand, you know. And then the school referenced me to a GP, or to the therapist, and I saw her for a while. She became pregnant, and now I'm seeing another one, and I am going see a psychotherapist late November, 18th or 28th, I forget, but it is currently the 1st of November, so that's the sauce. And yeah, it's really short, really condensed, just because I don't get emotional, and I don't know that, you know, so that's really all I have to say. But I mean, basically, them finding out, or my mum finding out, was much better, because I was like completely alone. But now I have a therapist. My mum sort of knows, so she sort of gives me more slack. And I have a psychotherapist, or a psychiatrist, and a good GP now that I've been to. So yeah, that's the sauce. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you watched the whole thing, I guess it's gonna stay okay, I guess.